You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live, This Week. Featuring news and commentary on This Week in Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live this week,
I can hear now.
Derrial Christon.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Black Hollywood Live this week. I'm your host, Derrial Christon. Here joining me in the studio today is the lovely in blue Courtney Stewart.
Hello, everybody.
And DJ Jesse J. We have a variety of topics we will be discussing today, including Patti Labelle is joining the cast of American Horror Story on FX.
I'm so excited.
Woo-woo! Real Housewives of Atlanta adds a new cast member. And Fox analyst Keith Abloh calls Michelle Obama fat. And I'm not talking about P-H-A-T. But first, I'm going to read the results from last week's Buzzer Meter question, which was, who is really the queen of hip-hop? And we had a multiple choice selection for you guys. And these were the multiple choice people. A, Lil' Kim. B, Nicki Minaj. C, Missy Elliott. D, Eve. E, Iggy Azalea. And F,
none of these bitches.
None of these.
None of the above.
None
we
of the
don't want to
above,
call them
right.
bitches.
Right.
In hip hop, bitch is a term of endearment.
Not
You're
in
right.
Missy's hip hop. Well, yeah, kind of.
Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. All right, so this is the results here. So once again, I'll read the question. Who is really the queen of hip hop? For Lil' Kim, you guys said 17%. Nicki Minaj, 5%. Eve, 23%. Iggy is 4%. NA is 7%. And the winner is... Dun, 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 Missy Elliott at 44%.
I still have hope for the world.
And that new album's about to drop soon. So, and you know what? I agree with that because here's the thing: she produces, she writes, she raps. She's
And she ain't having to sell her body to do it.
at all.
Clearly. Just kidding. I love her. I voted for her.
Listen, she
Missy
looks
Elliott is
good.
my queen, and I got into this because I was trying to. This was my favorite Buzz Meter question that we've had for a while. Obviously, the beat. And so I was running around asking people, and some people were a little offended by the people that we chose.
Why?
I don't know. I got
Who-
into
who-
that.
who did they think we forgot?
Think we should put.
They was talking about MC Light, Queen Latifah. I'm like,
I mean, okay.
We talked about that.
Okay, that's a good
Legendary
point
in
though.
their-
MC Light.
legendary in their own sense.
But
Okay.
that's way.
But to me, Missy Elliott, exactly like you said, she makes the music.
She makes the music.
She hits both sides
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
So, bye.
All right. Well, you guys voted, and that's what you voted for. So don't be mad at us. We just put the question out there. All right. Today's Buzzer Meter question is: do you think suicide is a selfish act? It is hard to go from hip hop to that Buzzer Meter question.
I'm going to
real dark.
rewatch that on YouTube because your whole presence just changed.
I know. Listen, it was like I couldn't be laughing when I asked that question.
That's
I could
true.
not laugh.
That
I
is
could not
true.
laugh. You know. So all right. So you guys vote. We'll read that result next week. So we will move on to trending topics with DJ Jesse J.
Well, the question, do you think suicide is a selfish act, stems off of this next story. It's obviously the death of Robin Williams happened this
terrible.
week. He committed suicide. We found out he's been dealing with this for years, and it came out that he was also in the beginning stages of Parkinson's, and he wasn't ready to express that to the world, and people were wondering if that could have been the full stem of it. Well, obviously, there's been, you couldn't hide anywhere to not know that this happened because everyone has been talking about suicide this week and kind of bringing awareness to it. And Todd Bridges, star of Different Strokes, when asked by TMZ what he thought of it, he came out to say that he thought it was a very selfish act. And he got a lot of heat this week from it. People on Twitter, Facebook telling him, how dare you, like he was a crackhead, like you gotta come out here and start judging other people. He came out to say, you don't think that my life has been hell and I've had so many ups and downs now? If I did that, what am I showing my children, that when it gets tough, that's the way to go out? No, you got to buckle down, ask God to help you. That's when prayer really comes into effect. So he got all this hate mail. He said, I hope you found out, Robin, what you're looking for. A few hours later, he came out to say, my best friend committed suicide a few months ago, and I was devastated to discover that he did not solicit my help. I'm sure that my attitude towards William's death was a delayed reaction of my best friend's death. Again, I apologize for my negative comment, and I ask forgiveness for any pain that I have caused anyone. What do y'all think?
I mean, no disrespect, but why did they ask Todd Bridges out of all people?
Well,
I'm sure
where did they find him?
No.
Where was Todd at?
around. He's like, he suffered from addiction and depression issues. So I guess they see, like, in the same vein, like, you've come through it. What did you think of this? Who knows?
Well, that's great that you gave them that much depth. I think Robin Williams died and TMZ was just out in the streets, and anyone they saw was the question. Because I heard Larry... what's his name? Oh my gosh, news anchor Larry
King.
Larry, thank you, Justin. Larry King was coming outside of a restaurant. One of our friends was there, and TMZ came up to him and said, "Hey, can we ask you a couple questions?" He said, "Sure, I'm getting in my car. You guys can ask me on the way there." And as he gets in their car, the question was, "What are your thoughts on Robin Williams' death?" And he looked at them and said, "Really?" And he put the window up and drove off. Yeah. So I think they just run around asking these questions.
Yeah.
I can understand, Todd, you going through that and everyone jumping on Todd, like it's
not helpful.
Like, yeah, guys, come on. But my question is, for you to say my best friend didn't come to me. No, they're depressed. They're contemplating suicide. No one wants to do that. And this is why, I wrote a post. You guys, it's our job as friends and family to keep our eyes out for things like this and to have these conversations. And because someone with help like that, they're going to ask for help without asking for help.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I'm only going to speak for myself because this is just such a touchy subject, and everyone has their own viewpoints on how they deal with it. I was raised Catholic, okay? So, you already are told, went to Catholic school all my life, you are told that if you commit suicide, you'll go straight to hell, okay? So that, not saying that I totally believe that, but I just personally think we all have had dark moments, or majority of us have had dark moments, or just had moments where we were depressed or mildly depressed or whatever. I think about the fact that the people who love me, the guilt of leaving them behind, like I can't imagine my mother going on in life with me committing suicide, or my sister, or so I think about those things. So personally for me, yes, I think there's a level of selfishness to it. I'm not calling Robin Williams selfish. I'm saying for me, I would say I feel like it's selfish because of the other people who love you and who have to go on and live without you in their lives, and that's tough, and you think that you possibly maybe are, helping things out by dissolving yourself from this world, but the repercussions of the other people who love you who have to live on after that, I think that's just really tough, and I've had a friend who committed suicide, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it was really tough for me, so I know lots of people go through different things, but personally, I think it is a slight selfishness because you are thinking about yourself and your own problems. But then if you have certain other things going on, maybe some mental issues or just some deep depression that you can't get out, I don't want to call you selfish because that is something beyond you, So it's just I think it's just tough. I think it's tough. What about you?
I just think the biggest thing that we should be talking about instead of worrying about selfish and not selfish is just we need to get to a place where we understand there's a difference between tough times and being in a dark place and feeling dark about something or
versus
feeling
depression.
down versus clinical depression.
Exactly.
And from my understanding, Robin Williams suffered from manic depression
many
since,
years. Yeah.
20s, maybe even earlier. And at a time when it wasn't really diagnosed probably, and like working through that, and obviously his work through that ended up also adding substance abuse to that and all kinds of things. So to just put it in the same category of like, oh, I've been down and I've been through things, and it's not the same thing. And I think we just need to get a better understanding and empathy for what actual clinical depression actually is and how that changes how people think. And it's not about anybody else. It's not about anything. It's about feeling like you're in a hole that you have no way out of it.
Chemical imbalance.
And your brain does not function the way that a healthy brain would function. So if we learn nothing else from his awesomeness is just to, like Jesse said, keep an eye on your friends and family, because in the end we're all separated so much and we don't communicate maybe in the best way that we should, and sometimes we just need to reach out more, and that maybe would have changed something for him too.
And don't, because one thing when I, before I was diagnosed with it, I kept saying I was depressed, and everyone would say, Jesse, yeah, I'm depressed.
Well,
no
yeah.
one actually believed that it was a real thing. And so I'm glad that, you know, people are opening their eyes and saying, okay, wait, this is a real thing and it can be fixed. It can be fixed. It really can be fixed. But it takes a lot of work, and it takes a team of people to help one person.
Yeah.
So
if any of your listeners or viewers are, you know, feel depressed or suffering from anything like that, please talk to someone. You know,
there are free hotlines that you can call and just talk to whoever you want.
Yeah.
They're good.
And I don't know if you guys saw, but his daughter Zelda Williams had wrote that letter in reference to the criticisms that Robin was receiving from a lot of people, and it was a beautifully written letter. I mean, I mean, it almost brought me to tears, honestly, because of the fact that, you know, she just summarizing it. She just basically talked about, yes, the world lost this man, but you also have to remember this was their dad, and to them that he was their father. So when you say these negative things, you know, it affects them, even somebody's father. You know, so. You know, it's easy for people to just make these blank statements.
Let's be a little more compassionate, people.
Let's get a little bit more compassionate. He just
just
died, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a little happier note, a very happy note. Moving on, someone got a job. Patti LaBelle, the lady marmalade herself. She was going to be joining Miss Angela Bassett and the others over at American Horror Story Freak Show. I can't wait. They also got, I forget what her name is, please forgive me, but the world's smallest woman will be joining the cast as well. So I'm super excited about that. They haven't released a date as to when the season's going to start back up, but
I was hoping it was October.
well, it usually is October.
Yeah, it's
but
usually around
doesn't-
October.
It does not air on Halloween. That's not.
No, but it's usually around that October.
Yeah. Well, so we haven't gotten an official date,
Yeah.
people. Okay, but hopefully it's sometime in October. But Jessica Lange, Kathy Bates, Angela Bassett, Frances Conroy, Sarah Paulson, Gary Sidibe, Evan Peters will all be back.
So Jessica is coming back, because I know there was a rumor that she wasn't.
No, this is her last season.
one.
Okay, this is the last one. Okay.
Michael Chiklis is joining.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
saw that and I was like, oh
Wow.
my God, this is going to make
That's
so
a
much
great
sense.
cast. This might be one of the best casts yet.
I hope.
Wes Bentley, John Carroll Lynch, and Finn Whitcrock will join, and it's basically going to be a freak show in Florida based in the 1950s.
I'm excited.
I'm sorry, I don't know if it's the Florida. That was just a conspiracy theory that I'm just really into this. So
You too.
I think it's going to be based off a freak show from Orlando in the 1950s. From the research that I've done, I'm thinking this is the story that
story that's going to
Okay.
So I'm excited.
No, it's
look
a
forward
great cast.
to
I'm
it.
looking forward to it.
Moving on, I wanted to just talk about this because I think it's just, you know what? I was reading this thing on Facebook and people were talking about media. The things media puts out there and the things media should be talking about. And one of the things that, you know, that they were saying media should be talking about is a lot of more positive things that we don't talk about. And so I thought that even though this was kind of stupid, LeBron lost a bunch of weight, LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony, but then I started thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I'm actually into the mentality behind why these guys are doing it. So LeBron James posted this picture of him. He's looking real thin, looking like he's on the Herbalife or whatever.
Right.
And come to
Mr.
find out, he came out to say, I cut carbs out of, you know, I wanted to prove that I could, you know, get back in shape. I don't know why he felt he was out of shape, but he cut carbs out of his diet. He lost a lot of weight. And Carmelo started doing the same thing. Well, come to find out, Carmelo allegedly did this because he's trying to get back to his heydays.
Oh.
And so this is their way of kind of making the average ball player's life last longer in the career.
I feel that.
Okay. I'm not mad
Not
at
mad at
that.
that.
So they're promoting a healthier lifestyle as well as, you know, being healthier athletes. And I just think it's a great thing to promote. I don't know about cutting all the carbs out of your diet, but I know that for me, I changed my exercising around, and it's made me a happier person.
Yeah.
And so,
And cutting out those carbs are tough, man.
Well, I'm interested because they're athletes, so they're, you know, working out and playing all the time for hours and hours, like no carbs.
well, I don't know Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony didn't say that he has no carbs. I
I would
haven't heard
imagine
that.
that you are like needing a little some carbs.
Yeah, but they probably are on so many different like energetic supplements.
But
and things like
LeBron
that, like natural
completely
things.
cut carbs out.
Wow.
Okay, player.
But their argument is that staying skinnier will be the best for the longevity of their career.
Okay.
All right.
If it works for you,
Well,
it
I hope
works
they
for
also
me.
say where their energy level is in difference of, having some carbs versus non-carbs.
We'll find out on the court.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, actually, because you always hear about how girls have to, like, when they're playing sports or ballet or dance or something like that, like, you have to be skinnier, you have to be this, you have to be this. And so for Anthony to feel he wants to be more viable to Phil Jackson's triangle offense.
Yeah.
It's cool that they kind of have to think about that. But then
Yeah.
there's the hostile part of me that's like, all you did was cut carbs. I hate you.
Oh, boy.
Well,
it just got personal up in here.
Just saying.
Just got personal.
Just saying.
Well, if you love carbs like we do, we know you can't wait for Real Housewives of Atlanta to get back so you can be sitting on your couch eating your Lay's potato chips just like me. And I can't wait because me and Courtney host the AfterBuzz TV show for Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's coming back. They got some new girls. So whatever your favorite TV show, and it better be Real Housewives of Atlanta, whatever your favorite TV show is, as soon as you're done eating your carbs and watching your favorite TV show, you check out AfterBuzzTV.com, and we'll be there talking about with your favorite celebrities.
Check it
Peace.
out.
All right. Thank you, Jesse. We're going to move on to Gossip and Rumors with Courtney Stewart.
Oh, yeah. So Jesse already set that up so nicely for me. There's word on the street, guys. There are 2 new cast members added to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And as suspected, one of them is Claudia Jordan.
I like me some Claudia.
Really random. Like, I just don't get it. She doesn't even live there, but we'll talk about that more in a minute.
Is she from Atlanta?
And last but not least, some actress and singer by the name of Demetria McKinney, who is a 32-year-old actress, singer, best known for Tyler Perry's House of Pain, and she's a single mother of a 12-year-old son and in a long-term relationship with former Tyler Perry Studios executive Roger Bobb. Claudia Jordan is not married, in a relationship, or a housewife of any sort, but they thought it might be fun to throw her in the mix.
How is she getting tagged in?
Word on the street is that they're not full-time housewives. They're just kind of coming in to sort of socialize with the other women and to see who fans kind of like and who is kind of being pulled to one or the other. Apparently,
So kind of
Claudia
like
Jordan,
last year when they did the Nene's Little Friends coming on the
Nene's
show.
Little Friends, and sort of how Marlo came on board and that kind of idea. And apparently Claudia Jordan has moved to Atlanta right now because she's working on the Ricky Smiley morning
Mickey Smiley show. Yep.
So that's the reason sort of why she's in Atlanta. and
Okay,
they're
that
gonna-
makes sense.
But some are saying that Claudia is kind of like making her way in, but they're not such a fan of the other chick whose name I've already forgotten.
McKinney. Or
Demetria McKinney.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. And I don't actually care because I don't understand. Because, I mean, I guess they have to bring something to give some new dimension or whatever. But
I think they need to add some. I think Kenya needs some chess players.
some chess players.
Because it's kind of a little weighed out
She's
right now.
yeah. Everybody against her.
Because Cynthia and Nene weren't friends last season, but I heard that they're like.
Well,
Reconcile.
that's all kind of all over the place because Cynthia is saying she would be fine to reconcile, but Nene says we'll never be friends like that again.
Oh,
so,
really?
I mean, it's kind of like,
I don't believe that, though. I think that
think
Nene
for the
needs
show-
Cynthia.
Have they started shooting?
oh yeah, they've been shooting.
Because Cynthia said it's very interesting how our dynamic turns out.
Turns out. So, I mean, sure, there's a dynamic that turns into something. Who knows?
And does-
Phaedra is still on it, supposedly.
Does this also mean by them bringing on 2 that someone's being rotated out? Because usually when they're kind of testing somebody,
Not
that means
in Atlanta. I feel like Atlanta brings on chicks all the time to like be the side chicks, and the side chicks never really break through. So I don't know.
Because the thing is like, even though Phaedra can be, her storyline is boring, I love the
We want her
one-liners. Like,
stankness.
she
Like, she
really
is so
delivers them.
and her face,
Just like
her
looking at
face
people,
when
she's
she's looking
just
at people
like-
up and down. Yeah,
Because no one else can deliver that.
nobody else can do that.
I don't
you're right.
know. But we will see, and of course, we'll be watching, so we'll have more as the show airs. Next up this week on Tuesday, we all found some heartbreaking news out. There was a horrible report that the lovely and beautiful pop star / supermodel-ish kind of fashion chick now, Ciara.
You said that real country. Ciara.
Ciara.
What do they call them?
Ciara.
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 Called off her engagement to her future boo Future, who she just gave birth to his baby Future not so
Like 2
long
months
ago.
ago?
It was 3 months ago. And it was devastating and shocking because everybody was like, oh my God, they just had their baby. You done called off the engagement? And supposedly Us Weekly had this like exclusive interview with her. And it was all a lie. At least the interview was a lie. What we don't know is if the breakup is a lie, because the interview with the Us Weekly that was quoted was a lie, because Ciara went to her social media and said, basically she bashed Us Weekly and
Wait,
said,
Us Weekly put an entire interview.
They put a quote from an interview that they supposedly did with her, and she posted on her Twitter, Instagram, that the interview never happened. Us Weekly, you're disgusting. How dare you?
Wow,
They're
really?
kind of a big.
Yeah, that's a big outlet. I mean, they're trustworthy.
Well, my thought is she didn't deny the breakup. She just said that she never did the interview. I would bet she did an interview off the record. Or she talked to somebody off the record and they used that. That would be my guess.
That's a good point.
Because I can't imagine at this point in time Us Weekly did a completely false.
Yeah, I can't.
But maybe they did. I don't know. But that's what she's saying. But she still has yet to deny the breakup, and she wasn't wearing that big old ring as she was seen around.
Oh, she wasn't?
She wasn't wearing the ring. So supposedly he was cheating on her while he was on tour, and that's what the breakup was about. But then I was like, boo, doesn't he have like 6 kids already? Like, are you surprised? So I don't know.
I'm just like, he can change his name to Past.
Yeah, because he's been in the news already for the last few months.
That was a delayed reaction of that.
I thought maybe he wanted her to like hawk the ring, because he's been in court like multiple times over the last few months because the child support situation with all his other baby mamas. Like, one baby mama just got her child support up to like $125,000 a month, and now a second baby mama just got her child support up to like another $1,500 a month. I don't know. So maybe I don't know. Maybe
like,
just
let's
going
just
through
not do it
rough
now.
times. Yeah.
Let's just
so
not do
I don't
now.
know. Maybe he was like, boo, I gotta sell your ring right now, but I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back. And she was real upset about it and was like, I can't be in the house with you.
And
right
he
now.
also might need to get some condoms or the little snip.
Yo.
Ciara need
I
to
was
put,
surprised.
Ciara need to put out an album.
I know you can fall in love, but you need to go get you an account like Wendy be talking about. Just go across the seas and get somebody amazing.
Follow
that has
Eve's
money.
step.
Follows Eve. Thank you.
What?
Eve.
Get her a white man?
Yep.
A European white
I
man?
mean, he don't gotta be white.
He ain't gotta be white. He could be Persian. He could be
Just get you a rich man.
He
Get
could be
you a rich man.
Well, Koreans are pretty little, and she's pretty tall, so I wouldn't do that. But.
Future's out here talking about y'all better move that doubt. Y'all better move that doubt.
What does that mean?
Move that dope.
Dope, yeah.
Like drugs.
Oh. Ooh.
But he's referencing money, but it's moving the drugs to make the money
yeah.
to move that money.
Ciara, I don't think that's a really good plan for you, because you are really cute and you've been like making your moves in
Super
the fashion
cute.
world, and
he weighing you down, girl.
He's not a good look.
And then you freaked him in the video.
I've never thought he was a good
That's
look.
fine.
I mean, he's attractive with
He
them
was a good
together
look in the
because they're
video.
like tall, but it doesn't work. Anyway, moving on.
All right.
And other people who are kind of irrelevant news.
I just felt so bad for her.
I always do.
I mean, do we really? Because I think she's insane. So, former Fresh Prince star Janet Hubert Witten, those of you who don't remember her, she was
The first.
She was the first
mom on the Fresh Prince until she tried to slap Will in the face and tell him he was shit, and they fired her.
She was the Throwback Thursday on Viv.
Yeah, Throwback Thursday on Viv. So she was in the news this week because federal court basically dismissed a case that she has had before them for quite some time, trying to get RHOA, which is one of the actors' unions, to cover her health expenses that they weren't covering. And basically she was saying that because so in order to keep health insurance with the unions, like, you have to be working, so you're eligible and that kind of thing. But due to her illnesses, which include military neck, a rare condition involving the
military
loss.
neck?
Okay, look, I'm just reading what it says. Military neck, which is a rare condition involving the loss of spinal curvature, intense spasms, strange chattering, vertigo that left her unable to drive and caused her to sleep sitting up straight, among many other medical issues. And she was getting trigger point injections starting in 2010, and they only said she could have the trigger point injections for a year, and she said she needed them for 4 years. So she's been fighting them all this time to get the rest of those injections covered. And the judge said, boo, bye. And he dismissed the case. He didn't even hear it. So, sorry. I guess that means you didn't get your injections. Maybe you should try weed.
I mean, I feel sorry for her.
Helps me.
I feel sorry for her. I still do, because, you know, we interviewed Alfonso Ribeiro, and we had the conversation with him about her.
Yes.
And and
he basically said she was.
He said he did kind of
Special.
allude to she was a little special and touched, but I feel like, you know, I feel she was the original Aunt Viv. Like I
Okay,
still
we
watched
ain't
her
giving nobody
rerun.
off of that,
like
though.
25 years
I
ago.
know, but I mean, like that's
and-
sad to me that she can't work. She hasn't worked all this time. She's
Okay,
probably
do
super
you really
broke.
think that's why she hasn't worked? Really?
I mean, I'm trying to give her
I mean,
the
let's
benefit
be
of the doubt.
honest. Let's think about why she probably really hasn't worked. And I don't think it was the military neck.
You think
Because
it
she
was
looked like she's serving military neck right there, and she's serving.
she
it.
give me
I
something.
mean, I wish you the best. Well, Janet, good luck. Try weed.
Wow. All right.
Because, I mean, medical marijuana has done miracles for random things, and she has very random things happening. So maybe she should just smoke
I agree.
or eat a cookie.
I support that. 420. Go.
All right. All right. Thank you, Courtney. And
Love that diagnosis.
that was a good
That
diagnosis.
was my diagnosis. Dr. Courtney to the rescue.
Before we move on to Hot Topics, I want to remind everyone to go to iTunes, give us a rating and comment. Go to Black Hollywood Live. We have about 20 shows right now, including Portraits, which we just spoke about.
Yes.
We have Fashion 401. We have The Beat. We have Let's Talk About Sex. All the way down
Reality
to
Check.
Reality Check, Stand Up, Sit Down, and the list goes on and on. Casting Call. We hit every niche that you like and want to watch. So please go to some of our shows, give us ratings and comments, because we do pay attention and we want to continue to build and create great programming for you. Whoop, whoop. All right, moving on to our EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week. What was that?
We're doing little sound effects on it.
That was pretty nice. Okay, so, obviously the Obamas are always in the news, especially nowadays.
Can they stop criticizing that man for golfing?
Well, they did, so they went on to his wife.
They went on to his wife. So what has happened this week is that the Fox News contributor and psychiatrist Keith Abloh was sitting with a crew.
Why is his name Keith Abloh? Anyway,
Abloh.
go on.
Abloh.
I wish his middle name was Ken.
Abloh. He was sitting on a panel for Fox's Outnumbered show, and he had these not so nice words to say about Michelle Obama's weight. And we had a little clip to show you.
Advocate for healthy parenting and healthy eating. I think it's fantastic. But if I pack kale and blueberries and my girl Duchess, when she speaks
kind of
about,
annoying, though.
she is. By the
How
way,
well
they're
can
not
she
just.
be eating? She needs to drop a few.
Ooh, look at that, that overweight heifer.
Oh my goodness! Are we on a 7-second delay?
Nutrition advice from?
back
I
off.
want nutrition advice
Yeah,
from.
Michelle Obama. She needs to
Fr-
lose the
Well,
junk in
no,
the
let's
trunk.
be honest. There's no French fries happening. That's all kale and carrots. I don't buy it.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, I'm just saying.
Okay, listen.
To her husband, I want some nutrition advice from Barack.
Wow.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Aside, the fitness of the first lady aside and her presentation, I have no comment on that.
Join me.
Smart
I
girl.
will tell you that
Criticism.
a lot of this, okay.
All right, so that was a clip of his statement about Michelle Obama.
Actually.
Before I even get to my comment about it, Courtney has already got the chin up and the face turned. Courtney, what do you think about that statement that he made?
So I watched the clip, and I thought to myself, what a dick. And then I thought to myself, I understand, like, on a panel, I appreciate that the women were kind of like, oh, what I didn't appreciate is that nobody pointedly came for him and was like, that was absolutely rude and disrespectful. And you didn't even need to say that because that's not what we were talking about. So it would have been nice had the main host said that, but I know she's got to, like,
Keep it politically correct.
for whatever, but he did not need to go there, like, at all. And they're talking about, because Kentucky, like, decided not to do the, like, federal school lunch program, and it's just such, because the federal school lunch plan is not telling you to never, ever eat a hamburger and fries or anything else. They're just trying to fix what kind of crap the kids are eating while they're at school.
Absolutely.
When they have a situation that is a control. And it's just, it makes me further not appreciate Fox News. I'm sorry. I try, I watch, I try, and stupid ish keeps happening like that. Like, that comment was so just not even necessary.
Well, host Lisa Kennedy Montgomery countered his comment by complimenting her booty. We kind of cut that
she
part
said, I
off.
wanted a booty. Like, I wish I had a booty like that.
She did say that. My whole thing is with this is that obviously, as I mentioned, the Obamas, as we all know, have gotten a lot of criticism. If this was a white president and it was his white wife, would do you think that people would be as vocal
Commenting
to
on
say
her
commenting
ass?
on her butt? I think A, that's a question. B, we know the answer. But I just
Have
think it's
anybody
overall
ever?
just disrespect of the fact that the audacity for someone to think that they can talk about the First Lady's body, first of all. And I think he's just ignorant to sit around a round table of women and have a comment or a debate about a woman's body frame when you're sitting with 3 women, grant you, and as I'm looking at this picture, I see a gut popping off from that tie.
You're obviously
so
not rocking a six-pack.
maybe you need to go get that lunch that Michelle Obama's talking about, which, you know, because clearly it's not helping you out. So
Oh my God.
you don't have those six-pack abs going on. But I just think it's overall disrespect because of the fact that the audacity that he thinks that he can even say anything about the First Lady regardless. And I think, I hate to take it to a racial thing, but it goes back to me thinking that if this was a non-black
Did
president,
anybody
would
ever say
anyone
that
make
about
that
Lauren
comment?
Bush?
Right.
Like, oh, she's got really small chi-chis and a really round butt. I don't recall anybody in the media doing that.
I was not checking for no one's Lauren Bush though.
I mean, exactly. So why? I mean, but there's certain. It's kind of the thing, like how they would call Obama. Like, not everybody refers to him as Mr. President in the same way that it's just like small things that seem like because they're the black first couple, like there seems to be some extra leniency with the boundaries
like
of what is okay to say and what's not.
When Clinton was in office, I mean, Hillary got lesbian.
You know what? They did. You're right. Actually,
They
you're
were
right.
for
And then they
lesbian.
used to talk about the way she looked.
Yeah.
They used to
talked
call her
about
kind of dumpy
dressing and
her
saying
dressing.
that she looked
Right.
very masculine, and which is not okay either.
Right. They
but
did
they
do that.
weren't
You're right.
commenting on how large her breasts are or how small her butt is,
True.
or how they weren't objectifying her in that way. They, because there's a male thing about Hillary that people don't like. They're like, oh, she's too masculine, and she's, but that's because she's a HBIC. But if y'all don't know what that means, look it up. But I don't think it's the same kind of objectification that he just said with mine. And I'm not saying they, because I don't necessarily see that in the media often. In fact, most people seem to be very respectful of Michelle's everything, and they like her a lot. I just think that was just a rude jackass comment from a rude jackass.
And he didn't, you know, the host didn't necessarily come to her defense, you know, outside of the Lisa Kennedy, Montgomery complimenting her booty, but several other hosts who are Fox hosts did come to her defense, like Fox host for the Independents, Matt Welch, said this: "It was very irresponsible, especially for a dude with that gut." And I'm not throwing rocks here, but I'm also not calling out the First Lady, who is in great shape. Yeah, Camille Foster also on the Independent said, "It's nice to know that Mr. Abloh is, I think I just want to mess up his name just because, is an expert on women's weight and how much they should eat." All right, so.
He just went somewhere that you just shouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have too much to say because I say stupid shit all the time. But I do think about if it's going to really offend someone versus it's allegedly sometimes. But sitting here watching that clip back and then hearing you say that, actually the thing that irritates me the most about this, because this is a free nation and he is more than welcome to say whatever he wants, is actually the fact
the women didn't put him in his place?
That the woman said, "I'm not judging that," like, because she wanted to shade him a little bit. Like,
she wanted to go
I'm
off.
the better one. I'm the better. Well, no, I don't know if she wanted to go
I
off.
think she did.
No, because you would have said, if you really wanted to make a news moment out of that, you would have stopped him and all those girls would have jumped him like, "Excuse me, like, what am I? What does that make me?" Just like we would do here.
True.
If I sat here and made a comment, Courtney would look at me like, what does that mean?
Right, you're right.
Because...
And there's a way you could have done it, like, and still been a professional conversation and made your point. Like,
because that is a fair statement to say. If you feel, why is Michelle Obama trying to do this? What is she doing in her life to do that? Then that's fine. But figure out what Michelle's doing in her life, because maybe she is doing something that you're unaware about. Right. But then you comment on her body and you got a gut like that and you're wearing that tie with that suit. You know what I mean? Like,
listen, I can't get past the gut with the lime green tie going on. That's way too long. But we're gonna move on from him because he's gonna upset us up in the studio. All right, another story making headlines this week is the death from a shot from a police officer, Michael Brown, 18 years old, from Ferguson, Missouri. That is making major headlines, especially with the hashtag "They Gunned Me Down." allegedly, the story has come out that Michael and a friend of his, Dorian Johnson,
don't we have the video?
We do, but I'm going to just give a little preference. Thank you for people who don't know what the story is. But Michael Brown and a friend of his, Dorian Johnson, were walking down the street and allegedly were kind of walking in the middle of the street, and the cop wanted them to move over, and they started to exchange words back and forth on them moving out of the street, which created a bigger incident, which we will find out. But this right here is a account from Dorian Johnson on what he perceived as happening during that day.
Me and my friend, we was walking down the street, in the middle of the street, and we wasn't causing any harm to nobody. We had no weapons on us at all. We just walking, having a conversation. No cars were blowing at us or honking at us like we was holding up traffic or anything like that. Now, a police officer squad car pulled up, and when he pulled up, these was his exact words. He said, "Get the F on the sidewalk." And we told the officer we was not but a minute away from our destination, and we was shortly be out the street. We was having a conversation, and he went about his way for about 1 or 2 seconds as we continued to walk, and then he reversed his truck, his car, and in a manner to where it almost hit us, and it blocked both lanes off the way he turned his car. So he pulled up on the side of us. He tried to thrust his door open, but we were so close to it that it ricocheted off us and it bounced back to him. And I guess that, you know, got him a little upset. And at that time, he reached out the window. He didn't get out the car. He just reached his arm out the window and grabbed my friend around his neck and was trying to, as he was trying to choke my friend, and he was trying to get away, and the officer then reached out and he grabbed his arm to pull him into the car. So now it's like the officer's pulling him inside the car and he's trying to pull away. And at no time the officer said that he was going to do anything until he pulled out his weapon. His weapon was drawn and he said, "I'll shoot you," or "I'm going to shoot." And in the same moment, the first shot went off. And we looked at him, he was shot and there was blood coming from him. And we took off running. And as we took off running, I ducked and hid for my life because I was feared for my life. And I hid by the first car that I saw. My friend, he kept running, and he told me to keep running because he feared for me too. So as he was running, the officer was trying to get out of the car, and once he got out the car, he pursued my friend, but his weapon was drawn. Now, he didn't see any weapon drawn at him or anything like that, us going for no weapon. His weapon was already drawn when he got out the car. He shot again, and once my friend felt that shot, he turned around and he put his hands in the air, and he started to get down, but the officer still approached with his weapon drawn, and he fired several more shots. And my friend died.
So that is Dorian Johnson's account, who was with Michael Brown during the incident, and him recapping what exactly had gone on.
I got up and I ran.
So it's just a sad situation, and right now Ferguson has been, just in the last week, been in an uproar. There's been riots, Reverend Al Sharpton's been involved, the mayor's been involved, city council's been involved, trying to kind of calm the community down. Now today it was also announced, they were hiding the identity of the cop who actually shot Michael Brown. Today they did announce that it was an officer who had been with the force for 6 years, who's 28-year-old Darren Wilson. He is allegedly supposed to be devastated by this incident. And then there are also now reports that the police has put out today that they have a surveillance video of Michael Brown and his friend allegedly robbing a convenience store for cigars, which are two still non-related incidents that everyone
I didn't know the
saying.
death penalty for stealing cigars.
But they're saying that, you know, what the public is saying now and the community is saying is that the police is releasing this video to really basically discredit this entire death situation. So what are your thoughts on the overall thing that's going on there in Ferguson?
I mean, we see how many of these videos keep coming out, and I really don't know what to say, because I really don't know how you fix it. I mean, without firing a whole bunch of people and I don't want to say wasting, but it's just like, how much money have we already wasted for these people to have to take certain courses and classes and whatnot, because clearly that it's not working. We put this stereotype, and I mean, I know we're going to talk about if they gunned us down, just like we see here, the picture the media chose to use of him. I don't know. It's at a point where, as a community, it hurts me to see us kind of creating these riots because I think there's no other way to really do it without really being loud about it. I like things like this to kind of get, you know, media platforms to wake up and, you know, kind of find a less physical way, a violent way of fixing this problem. Because I think that it's hard for us to not go to that violent place because something's been taken from us and we can't fix it. And so the only thing we want to do is attack fire with fire. And I mean, I don't think that that's the right thing to do because then we're just following suit to, you know, what we were doing.
I would just say, I think there is enormous power in the If They Gun Me Down campaign, and it's gotten a lot of attention. It's gotten a lot of media attention across the board. And I think that if the people of Ferguson hear nothing else, that your power is in that and in your voices more than destroying your own communities. And I just pray for his family and pray that the police and whoever's working on this do it legally and openly and honestly, and that moving forward we stop killing each other.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Something's
something
wrong.
that's continuing, and we keep hearing this in the news, and you know, we got to figure this out. So if you Jesse, you
So
were
we're
mention
gonna
about
do
the
this.
Twitter.
We're gonna do this campaign. We want you guys to join us in it. It's called the hashtag what is it? Hashtag If They Gunned Me Down. So you guys can go to Black Hollywood Live's Instagram at BHL Online on Instagram or our Twitter, and we're going to show you our pictures of if they gunned us down, and then we'd like for you guys to join in and you know just to find a non-violent way to get this story out there, to get people talking about it. Hashtag If They Gunned Us Down, and show us your picture of your everyday self, and then show us one that you think the media would use to tarnish your name.
All right, so please join us on that cause to help out the community and do what we can here at Black Hollywood Live. Courtney, where can your fans find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stuart Starlet.
Jesse, where can your fans find you?
DJ Jesse J.
And you can find me at Derrial Christon on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you for tuning in to This Week. And also remember to go to the buzzer meter question, which is, do you think suicide is a selfish act? We look forward to hearing what you have to say about that, and we'll read the results next week.
From producers Maria Menounos, Derrial Christon, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.
Thanks for watching Black Hollywood Live on YouTube. For more in-depth interviews and news, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion in the comment section below here. See you soon, everyone. Bye.